please take a seat because this tea is burning. Was Chrissy Lampkin's newborn child really switched at birth? Guess who's out here making the most absurd claims? Mama Jones. Jim Jones' mother isn't holding back. We already know that Chrissy Lampkin and Mama Jones have had a tense relationship for years, but this is completely absurd. Imagine going to the hospital ready to bring home your child. Mama Jones is out there saying, "I warned you guys something was weird," but the real question is she telling the truth, or is this some sort of real-life mix-up? And let's not forget, Jim Jones, how is he handling all of this? Is he sticking by Chrissy Lampkin, or is he privately wondering whether his Mama Jones has always been messy, but has she ever been this bold? If this is true, it might be the wildest thing that Jim Jones' mother has ever done. Instead of celebrating the birth of their child after years of drama, Chrissy Lampkin and Jim Jones are now embroiled in a shocking scandal that no one saw coming, and the most bizarre aspect is that Mama Jones is spearheading the battle and making accusations that are completely upending the internet. She is saying that the child Chrissy Lampkin brought home from the hospital could not possibly be theirs. In fact, she is saying that Chrissy's child was allegedly born with a different gender because this story is getting stranger by the moment you say, "No way." These kinds of things only happen in movies, but anyone who knows Mama Jones knows that she has never loved Chrissy Lampkin and has been open about it for years. Dark side glances, public feuds, you name it. When she made the shocking accusations, people reacted in one of two ways: either she is just stirring up trouble again, or she really knows something that the rest of us don't. But this is where things get crazy. Chrissy, things started to go from, "This is just Mama Jones being Mama Jones," to "Wait a minute, could this be real?" to "Let's break this all the way down. Where did this scandal even start? What exactly is Mama Jones saying? And more importantly, is there a chance this kid is not truly Jim Jones? Chrissy, buckle up, because we're about to witness the most shocking baby ever. Controversy of the year. Chrissy Lampkin finally gave birth to their child, and for a short while, everything seemed to be going well. The couple looked happy, followers showered them with love, and everyone was waiting to see how Mama Jones would react. However, instead of celebrating, Mama Jones dropped a bomb, according to family insiders. Mama Jones began to sense something. Was the more time she spent with the child, the more suspicious she became of him. She allegedly told Jim Jones directly, "I'm telling you, this ain't your baby, something is wrong." She made small remarks about the baby almost immediately, such as, "I don't know something about this infant, don't set it right with me, know my ancestry, and I'm not seeing it." And if you know Mama Jones, she once had a thought that she would never let go of. But what about Jim Jones? At first, he dismissed it, thinking his mother was just being sentimental, but then something unexpected happened, raising concerns, and that's when everything changed. When Chrissy Lampkin went live on Instagram, tears streaming down her face. "I just don't even know what to believe anymore, that I carried this baby and gave birth, but now people are telling me that this isn't even my child," she said, causing the internet to go into major breakdown mode. Let me tell you, when someone is harsh and vocal like Chrissy Lampkin breaks down like this, her followers were shocked because let's be honest, if it was just Mama Jones, she said, speaking, people may have ignored it, but now that Chrissy Lampkin was questioning it, they began to wonder, what if anything actually happened at that hospital? After that, the internet did what it does best, it dug deep. People began researching past incidents of hospital mix-ups, DNA test disputes, and actual cases of baby swaps have happened before, so if Chrissy Lampkin has any doubts, she should get a DNA test as soon as possible. Jim Jones was caught in the middle, trying to maintain harmony between his mother and his fiancée while also unsure of what to believe. Then came the moment that turned this from a messy family drama into a full-fledged controversy, since Mama Jones demanded a DNA test. She stated in a post on Instagram, "I'm not letting this go, we need answers, and I ain't calling that baby my grandchild until I know for sure." When people learn about Mama, chaos ensued because, as you are well aware, the internet loves a good tale. As much as I hate to admit it, one tweet with over 50,000 likes read, "Mama Jones may have a point, this baby doesn't look like Jim Jones at all." The online investigators went crazy after Jones' accusations, zooming in on baby photos and comparing features, even going up to old baby photos of Jim Jones to see if there were any similarities. After that, someone else posted, "So someone got in touch with me. We needed answers, and even celebrities began to weigh in. One reality TV personality, who asked not to be identified, responded, "Mama Jones might be onto something." Do you recall the last celebrity baby scandal? At this point, things were getting out of control. Additionally, I can't say too much, but let's just say there was a mix-up that day and some infants were taken to the wrong rooms. Do with that info what you will, and baby, when I tell you the internet erupted into full turmoil, is this true, was Mama Jones, was the most bizarre twist yet, and an anonymous insider revealed new information on a major gossip blog. Genuinely correct the entire time, was the baby that Chrissy Lampkin brought home incorrect, and more importantly, what will Jim Jones do about it? Because trust me, this story is far from over, and when that anonymous hospital employee revealed the truth about a mix-up, people began investigating, and what they discovered, let's get straight to the most important question on everyone's mind. Did Chrissy Lampkin really bring home the wrong child? Does Mama Jones have a point? Jim Jones is trapped in a nightmare that no one wants, and Chrissy Lampkin is crying on Instagram, questioning everything, while his mother is shouting from rooftops that the child isn't theirs. Now, after days, the entire internet is literally crashing, and Chrissy Lampkin said she was taking a DNA test, but not just any test. She made sure the results would be broadcast live, eliminating any doubts or questions. Let's face it, this suggests Chrissy Lampkin had her own worries, because, if she was completely certain this was her child, she wouldn't be doing all of this in private, even though she had. When Chrissy Lampkin brought up the DNA test, Mama Jones's usual haughty demeanor erupted on Instagram Live as she sipped her tea and said, "See, I told you thought I was crazy, but I know my family's bloodline when I see it." The internet went into a frenzy, and people began picking sides. That a fan of Chrissy Lampkin wrote, "This is beyond twisted up, y'all got this mother doubting her own baby after carrying that child for 9 months. Mama Jones has to back off." Meanwhile, fans of Mama Jones yelled, "Nay, something is amiss." Sections went into battlegrounds, and the most bizarre rumors began to circulate. Then came the conspiracy theorists. Some claimed that this wasn't an accident, but one well-known post claimed that the real child was out there somewhere and that someone purposefully switched Chrissy's child. If your own mother-in-law asks, "Is this certain the kid isn't yours?" you need to confirm that DNA testing must be done as soon as possible. They asked, what if a hospital employee was bribed to create? And what if this goes deeper than we think? It's frightening, right? But just as the drama reached its climax, there was another shocking turn of events, because guess who spoke up? The hospital, yes, the hospital where Chrissy Lampkin gave birth, had to respond following days of outrageous accusations. We are aware of the concerns that are surfacing on social media about a potential mix-up at our plant, and we want to remind the public that we adhere to strict standards to protect the safety of newborns. However, in order to address these concerns, we are starting an internal assessment. If they were totally sure that nothing had happened, they would have closed this down immediately, but instead they're saying, "Yeah, we're looking into it," suggesting that Mama Jones might not be worse. Shortly after the hospital announcement, someone else surfaced, this time a purported former hospital employee, who revealed shocking information in a voicemail that was leaked to a major gossip website, according to a purported whistleblower. "I used to work there, and let me tell you, baby mix-ups have happened before. Folks simply don't talk about it. I don't know about Chrissy's problem, but if I were her I'd be afraid, because fans are demanding answers." Jim Jones had remained silent for the most part of the drama, but now his comments have been overtaken. Jim Jones finally spoke on a surprise Instagram Live. Jim Jones looked exhausted, his face drained, and this situation was obviously eating him alive. When he finally spoke, he said, "Listen man, I don't even know what to say right now. This whole situation. Bro, speak up, visit your baby or not." Jim Jones: "If you don't say something soon, we're simply going to believe Mama Jones was correct all along." The internet only needed to hear that Jim Jones wanted to protect his family, because why wouldn't a man quickly take down a story like this that implies something is going on? This has messed me up, and all I care about is protecting my family. However, here's the thing, Jones didn't deny anything. He didn't say Mama Jones is lying, and he didn't declare this baby is fully ours. The big question now is what this DNA test will show. Did Chrissy Lampkin really bring home the wrong child? And if so, where's the real child? Or is this just Mama Jones acting like her usual messy self? After all, she's notorious for causing trouble. Could this whole situation be a ridiculous ruse to upset Chrissy Lampkin and cause chaos in the family? However, just when we thought we had seen everything, the most bizarre twist of all occurred. Get ready, because another woman has come forward, and what she said is going to completely turn this scandal on its head. Chenise Carter went live on Instagram and looked extremely uncomfortable, but as she spoke, the internet stopped. She claimed that her child was switched to yes. You heard as she started her live video, she said in a trembling voice, "Something has not been right with me since I brought my baby home from the hospital." That's right, something always seemed wrong about Chen's baby, who gave birth in the same hospital as Chrissy Lampkin. At the time, I was going to say nothing, but after seeing all this bullshit about Chrissy Lampkin, I finally had the opportunity to speak up. Hospital where I gave delivery, I realized how I felt during my pregnancy, and something just seemed different when they handed me my child. By this point, the comments were getting out of control. "Nope, this is a baby black market ring," was Chenise's statement. Others were posting what would happen if both switched, and a conspiracy was in full swing. The most frightening question she posed was, "When I first saw the pictures of Chrissy's baby, I had a gut feeling that it was mine. Is that good with you, child?" People were going crazy because they couldn't imagine that another woman from the same hospital would have the same worries at the same time. She also mentioned that the hospital had already turned down her request to checking her baby's records. They claimed that I was upset and that everything was fine, but now look at what's happening. Everyone is trying to act as though this isn't real, and it's turned into a nightmare for two families who might have the wrong kids if Chenise was telling the truth. If that were the case, the person who ignored the internet was now officially an A. When people started researching past instances of baby mix-ups, they discovered that, guess what happened? All hospitals had previously given the wrong children to the wrong parents. Some people didn't realize this until years later, and now people are wondering where Chrissy Lampkin and Shauna's real children are if they both had the wrong ones. And before we even had time, when Chrissy's DNA test results finally came in, it was important to remember that she had previously stated that she would do this live in order to silence everyone. However, following all of this new drama, she remained silent and only posted in ghost mode. Everyone knew something had gone wrong because Chrissy Lampkin would have responded to Mama Jones, right? Chrissy Lampkin finally returned with a shocking confession in a serious Instagram story. "I'm devastated. Please respect my privacy right now." If the test results had been normal, she would have said, "See, I informed everyone, now get away from me." However, the silence made it obvious that something was failing. After 2 days of nothing, that was not an affirmative response, nor was it a rejection. Rather, it was a complete breakdown, suggesting that she wasn't Chrissy. According to a disclosure made by someone who was probably an insider and a messy friend who couldn't keep their mouth shut, there was a chance that the child she had been raising wasn't actually her biological child. Oh my god. The Hollywood chaos swiftly turned into a real-life nightmare, and you know what? There was no proof of Jim Jones. At first, people thought he was just remaining silent to avoid the commotion, but later, a strange idea started to emerge that, if accurate, would make the situation even stranger because Jim had also been tested privately. According to Anonymous, Jim's DNA apparently did not match either of them, so they stayed together. If that's the case, who is this baby, and who are the biological parents? Mama Jones was now bouncing around like she had won the lottery, making films about various subjects, as I previously told you. Meanwhile, Chrissy Lampkin was in complete. People close to her claim that she is in despair and is refusing to talk to Jim Jones because she is starting to worry in her heart about whether he knows anything that I didn't know, because, let's face it, Jim Jones has always had a strange energy. He has never completely denied the claims and has never offered Chrissy Lampkin any consolation. What if Jim Jones didn't want to speak out because he knew something was amiss, and just when we thought everything was finished, the hospital issued a second, clear-cut statement acknowledging that they had erred this time? Oh my god, a mix-up involving multiple births might have happened as a result of an administrative error. The hospital confirmed that many of these things indicate that Chenise and Chrissy Lampkin were not alone. Additionally, a thorough investigation is already underway behind the scenes, lawyers are being consulted, litigation is imminent, and worst of all, the search for the real biological parents has started since Chrissy Lampkin and Jim Jones are no longer the only ones involved. Other families may also be involved, and there are people out there raising children who are not theirs and don't even realize it. Will the truth ever come to light? Will the real families ever be reunited? And now that the hospital is finally admitting that something is wrong, there is little doubt that this drama is far from over, but we now have to ask who is responsible for this catastrophe. Is it just a hospital mistake, or is there something more? This is completely ridiculous, so please leave your thoughts in the comments section. If you think this was crazy, wait until you see what happens next. There will be more shocking revelations and controversies. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. You can also click the notification bell to be the first to know when the next one occurs. If a startling discovery occurs right away, please let me know in the comments if you think this is just a basic hospital mistake or if something significantly bigger evil is at work. So let's begin.